All right, welcome back to Keep It Real podcast. We got Skyler today. What's going on, man?
Hey, thanks for having me on here, Nolan. I appreciate it. It's nice
It's,
hooking up with you, and you're an inspiration to us all in the industry, so keep it going.
I appreciate that. What's funny is we've talked over text and like DM and stuff, but we actually haven't even like hopped on a call or met in person or anything. This is the first time, which is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's about time though.
Yeah. So you explain for anyone listening, like what's your kind of story? I kind of have an idea. How many years have you been in the industry and like why'd you get in and all of that?
So I've only been in real estate for a little less than a year actually, so I'm fairly new.
Oh,
So
man.
I worked in the plumbing wholesale industry for 13 years before this. So I started there real young and just worked my way up through the business and realized that well, I always had a love for property outside of what I did for my day job. My wife and I had bought and sold a couple properties. We had some investments that we did, so I already kind of liked that part of it, and I always kind of wanted to be a flipper, but then thought, well, it makes sense if I'm remodeling these places, I might as well be selling them. And
Mhm.
then, so I got my license, and then one thing led to another, and I just enjoyed the selling part so much, and I enjoyed dealing with people that's kind of where it molded into. That it was just a natural fit for me just to kind of get into that part of the business.
That's cool. Are you still doing flips or are you just focused on resale now?
I'm not really doing any kind of flips. I've just focused on resale and just trying to, I mean, down the road, maybe we'll see how it goes if I could do something like that later, but I'm just focused on kind of getting this part of my business going and getting consistent. And I joined a team. So I'm on a team with a couple other agents. And so we help each other out. And so it's really a 24/7, as you know, this business is 24/7. So it's ended up really taking all my time. So I don't really have the time to do anything else right now.
Dude, I tried to like, because my dad does flips. He does luxury flips, and that's who got me in the industry.
Hmm.
He's been in real estate for like 40 years. We got into it and we had like a team together. He does luxury flips and he sells. I tried it. I've done probably like six flips. I'm all about like just I'll just stay in my lane. Like, yeah, you can make
Yeah.
profit still, but I'm like, I'm doing the math. I'm like, even if I make like 50 grand on one of the properties, I'm like, I could have just sold five homes or whatever
Hmm.
in the same amount of time and stayed in my like lane because you don't understand how many like distractions and headaches it causes. People only look at the dollar amount. I'm like, there's so much more that goes to this. It's just not, in my opinion, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, and like the issue that I was running in, that I run into is just capital, like capital upfront to get those properties. Like it's hard to compete with people that have a lot of resources and the guys that have been doing it for a long time. So that was kind of my idea, like, okay, I'm going to get into real estate, build some capital, and then see where it goes from there. But, now I enjoy this part of the business so much, and it gives, obviously the lifestyle. We all love the lifestyle and the flexibility.
Yeah.
There's just, you don't have that in other, with other things, and you don't have the stress of when I bought this place as a foreclosure. I don't know what the sewage situation's like, the septic. I don't know, the tenants are going to get out. Like, you don't have to deal with any of that.
Dude,
It's,
that's a good point because I get so many people that reach out that are like kind of doing sales and they're like, I'd love to do some flips too. Like, what's your opinion? I want to do that on the side and do this. And I'm like, you're competing, like you're part-time at that point. And you're
Mhm.
competing with these heavy hitters. Like, yeah, you might be able to find one, but like guaranteed all the big guys already turned that one down.
Yeah.
Like with all the time it spends to find that one, like you're just taking away from what actually you're good at and what works because you think you can make a little bit more profit, which to me, I tried it and just I don't know.
Yeah, and like the barrier of entry for me to get into, investing was it was too high at the moment, and I've, the barrier to get into real estate, it's fairly low.
Mhm.
So it is what you make of it. And so I would rather just, not to say one track, but I just would rather put all my efforts into this road and, try to market myself and do what I can to grow my business in that way before doing anything else.
Yeah, that's cool. So you little less than a year. How'd you find this team and like how does that work with the team? Do they give you leads or how are you getting business now?
So it worked out through it was just a family friend actually. So a family friend that was she was friends with my in-laws. They're not my in-laws anymore, but they were my in-laws back then. And so just she had talked to me for a while about getting into real estate. And so it just turned out that kind of when I was looking for change, she was looking for people to add onto her team. And so it just worked out perfectly. So she's a real seasoned agent in our area and does a lot of transactions every year. So she's looking to build a team and kind of work herself out of the business sooner or later. And so I work with her and her son real closely. So the three of us, there's five of us on our team, but three of us are kind of the core original. And
Hmm.
so we work together. We do deals together, obviously cross refer if we can. I've also got a relationship with a estate sale company here locally that I can kind of that can try to get my foot in the door with different things there too. So I've tried to expand myself in all different ways. I've got a couple listings through for sale by owners, just literally knocking on doors. Like I've gone door to door before knocking on doors. I talked to a lot of for sale by owners and just try to approach people in many different ways to try to kind of cast a wide net.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, this topic always comes up with everybody who's on this podcast, but like I started my first 2 years, I was on a team. Yeah, I was my dad, but like I was at a
Mm.
company that like gave us leads too. And I'm like, yeah, there's bigger splits, but you learn so much quicker and you learn firsthand. Like I don't know if you're like on their appointments with them or they're giving you their leads. Is it pretty hands-on first with the training and all of that?
I mean, it was not necessarily now, like the first couple months, it was pretty hands-on. I would go with her to listing appointments. We would try to do everything step by step. And now I kind of do most of it on my own. But,
Mhm.
we work separate, but we're also together at the same time. So it's nice to have that support of hey, if you come across something weird, you know how it is. There's a new scenario every transaction that we do. So it's nice to be able to have someone that's got a lot of experience, or if I need to bounce something off of them, I can
Yeah, that's
obviously.
cool.
But
So
yeah, we
like,
get leads through like, Berkshire gives us leads to our open houses and,
mhm,
so we follow up on those obviously, but um, it's just a little bit from every angle, you know how it is.
yeah. So like as a new agent, like is this what you expected the business would be? Is it better? Like what's the direction you're headed in? Like how do you see it playing out?
Oh, I mean, it's competitive, very, very competitive. As I figured it was. I mean, nothing is easy, and in any kind of business where you can make good money, like there's obviously going to be a lot of people that want to get into it. So it's very competitive, but also it's been far more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. Like to be honest, being an agent is awesome. I literally get up every day. I'm excited for work. I love what I do. It doesn't feel like it's a job obviously, but it doesn't feel like a job because I don't mind doing it. And I if I'm working at midnight or if I'm working at 6 in the morning or whatever it is, like I enjoy it. And so I think it's lived up. That's actually probably exceeded my expectations as far as how I thought it was going to go. But not to say there hasn't been challenges. I've had some pretty difficult transactions so far and dealt with different personalities. So it's all a learning experience. So.
I think it takes, I mean, I know it takes a certain personality for like us to have too. And I can tell, I mean, as little as we've known each other, like you come to all of our Tuesday Zooms, you plug in
Mhm.
our stuff. You said I said we planned this podcast like an hour ago. I'm like, you want to hop on in an hour? Dude, there's so many people that want to be on this podcast that like it takes so long because they're either nervous or they have to over prepare. And like you're like super resourceful when it comes to those things. And I feel like it takes that personality. Like I talk to so many agents and they have people skills and they kind of know what to do, but like they just get in their own way because they overthink things. And like you're just like, all right, tell me what to do. I'm just gonna keep going. Maybe if it doesn't work, if it doesn't. And I'm like, that's the personality you need to have. Like, doesn't matter. Like, the experience will come, the tools will come, but like you
Mhm.
just keep plugging in. Like that's where it starts to get fun because it is competitive.
Yeah, it is. It is very competitive, but like in everything I've done, and I've been in other jobs where that was sales based and it was competitive. I did outside sales for a long time, and that's what I love. So I knew that this would probably be a bit of a natural fit because I like dealing with people. I mean, uncomfortable situations, they happen. I don't mind sitting at big tables and having conversations like that. So, if we're just having conversations with people about real estate, people love real estate. People want to make money. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we can have those conversations and I just don't push too hard. I'm not like a salesman. I don't try to be too pushy. Like even at open houses, I just really try to just a relationship first with people before anything else, and the business will come after that.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what my focus is, and I got that from just previous people that I've worked with in this industry and in other industries too. Relationships are everything. So that's kind of my focus as an agent is just trying to build relationships, and that takes time though. So you just got to be able to stick with it.
Yeah. Did I freeze on you? Oh, there you I think I froze a little bit. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, where do you like, because I talked to a lot of people too, and they're like, do you read books on communication? Is this how you grew up? Like, how did you learn that? Like, it's not sales yet. It's hard to explain. Like, you either, in my opinion, you either have it or you don't, where you're like very casual.
Mhm.
You bring people's guard down, right? Because you're not pushy, you're not salesing. It ends up leading to more sales because people work with people they like, trust, and respect. How did
Right.
you like, have you always just had that, or your previous job you learned that, or what?
I think a little bit of both. I think it just comes maybe with my personality and that lended itself to what I did with my last job. You know, I was inside sales, outside sales, and had a really successful track record just honestly just by it was just repeat business. I would deal with the same clients over and over and over again, and I would get new clients, but but it was just it taught me that relationships are everything and people deal with people they like, people buy from people that they like. You don't have to be the cheapest. You don't have to, give yourself away, but if you can offer people the best service, no matter what it is you're doing, the best service at a fair price, people are going to go for that every single time. So it's been, I think, a combination of personality plus I've had some really good mentors that I've worked with, like at my last job that have had been in sales for years and years and years, and they just kind of helped me grow the rest of the way. And I'm still learning, obviously, but
Mhm.
I love the direction that that leads.
I love the topic of mentorship because, like, yeah, the strategies and the talk tracks and all that's cool, but when you start picking up on little like habits of like how they do certain things, like how they say it and how they react and how they handle their emotions, like that's where we're like, I think we're even learning it subconsciously when we're just around them. But if you can pick up on those little things, like people can be doing you and I can be doing the exact same thing, the exact same amount of hours, and one of us could see double the results. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
like that's all that really matters because we want to work less and make more,
Mhm.
and be efficient with our time. So like picking up on mentors like that has always been a huge positive. What's like your day-to-day look like being newer in the industry? Do you make cold calls? Are you pretty strict on your prospecting or do you split all that up? How's that look?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was better at that. It just depends. I mean, so I've got, like, for now, for instance, I've got 5 listings. So I've got different things. I've got a couple under contract. So I just try to, every day, I try to make sure that I'm up with what's going on, that that I'm in communication with my clients and make sure that everybody that I have is taken care of and under control. I try to look at, like, every day I'll go onto the MLS and I'll look at the expired listings and I'll see if there's anything that I could pursue there.
Hmm.
The big one that like how I have gotten leads and stuff too is through open houses. So I try to do, 5, 6 open houses a week, depending on,
Wow.
my availability. And that's been the good thing being on a team too. So like, my managing broker, she's got a lot of listings. And so there's always opportunities that I've gotten clients through open houses and obviously just try to get my name out there. And then, we get our leads through the open houses too, through Facebook ads and whatnot. So I try to, I'll call those people and just try to have a conversation with them. And then I try to contact at least a handful of for sale by owners, every week to try to keep that pipeline as much as I can, try to keep the pipeline stocked. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a combination of things, but in real estate, you try to have I could have my day planned out and things just go completely awry. So
Hmm.
I just try to I have things that I know, hey, you got to fit this in no matter what, and I'll just when I have time, I'll do it.
Yeah. We have this mutual mentor, like all of us. He's actually speaking at this event we're going to tomorrow in Arizona. His name's Dustin Runyon. He has a pretty big team, like 3 hours from us. And his biggest thing is he's just hyper focused on if you can get 10, like newer, like if you have under five pending, it's 20 conversations a day. If you have more than five pending, 10 conversations a day. And a conversation counts as like a 2 minute on the phone about real estate. And it's like
Mhm.
guaranteed. He's tested everything. No matter where you're at in your career, if you want to get more business, you want to get ahead, if you do that every single day or Monday through Friday every single day, it's a guarantee that your business is going to double or increase or whatever. And it's just like it's so simple, it's just not easy. And it's just like then we have to like break it down and figure out how are we going to get those conversations, like what you said, like open houses, Facebook, then
Mhm.
you or there's ways you can pay for leads if you want to go that route, but then you have overhead. And it's just but if you just focus on that one metric, even if you're a brand new agent, you can do significant amount of sales.
Yeah, and that's the big thing too. I mean, we go through our, sometimes we're in the mood to put ourselves out there, sometimes we're not. And I know
Right.
that, you do really good on the social media side. You're obviously an inspiration for a lot of us there. We're like, we know we need to put ourselves out there a little more, but it's the hard part can just be getting up and being like, I don't want to cold call people today. Like, I do not want to handle rejection, or I don't know if I got it in me today. But it's like that's part of the business. We have to have those conversations, and it's a slow burn is how I look at real estate. Like you'll have days where you feel like you didn't do anything, but maybe you had three conversations with people that will work out 6 months from now. Or it just is exciting because you never know what's around the corner, but you got to keep putting in that effort like day in and day out. So,
100%. I think that's the reason I got good at social media is because I think I talked to a coach one time and I'm like, I hate cold calling. I
mm,
hate all that stuff, like the cold leads. And he's like, then you either got to pay for leads or you got to find something where leads fall in your lap. And I'm like, I'm figuring out social media. If I
mm.
died figuring this out, I got to figure it out. And it's finally clicking. So,
Absolutely. So, like, with how long with you did it take for you to start getting leads through social media to where you were being dedicated on it, and how long till people would reach out where it's like, hey, I saw you on social media, like, maybe we should do something together. Did it
yeah,
take a while?
it's a good question. And I didn't start posting the style I'm doing and the consistency I'm doing until 90 days ago. I'm pretty fresh in this and
Hmm.
I just went down so many rabbit holes of like at the end of the day all you care about is like how do I get more sales, right? And I'm like
Hmm.
I got to start month one was how do I do something that's how do I figure out a way where I can post at least twice a day because it's all consistency when it comes to social media or anything really. I'm like
Yeah.
what's going to make me post twice a day? If I get a videographer and go through homes tours I'll do like one a month. Like that's not my personality. Like it takes too long to set up. It's too expensive to find somebody to film you and it doesn't look that good. And then so I'm like, I found a couple of those green screen ones and I'm like, no one's really doing it in my area. So,
Hmm.
and I'm like, even if they are, there's thousands and thousands of people, especially on social media, where I'm like, if I can make it educational and entertaining, that's what people's dopamine wants, right? The
Yeah.
algorithm feeds that, and everyone's addicted to their phones anyways. But I'm like, at the same time, if I'm like the Scottsdale guy because I grew up here and I've sold a bunch of homes here, maybe I can piggyback off the two. So I started playing around with it. I'm like, I'll commit to 30 days 2 videos a day. That's 60 videos. No matter what, no matter how it turns out, I think it could be a complete bust. I'm just going to commit to it. I already had an
Hmm.
assistant in the Philippines who can edit the videos. So I'm like, it cost me $5 an hour to do it. I'm like, there's very low risk, high reward. And
Yeah.
so those 60 videos completely blew up my account. Like some of them gained major traction. So then month two, I'm like, I gotta figure out how to automate this because so many people are following me and commenting, and I can only
Hmm.
follow up with so many people because I'm still busy in my other business. So then I
Yeah.
figured that out month two, like had an AI software, and now I'm on month three where now I've figured out the AI software and the videos so well that people are now answering me, talking to me about real estate. I have 1 million plus under contract right now with new people, and I'm like, I just went full speed. I probably did what most people do in 2 years, testing the waters in 30 days. And like that's been my biggest thing. There's this book called 10x is easier than 2x. It's all about just do the things that actually work faster, and it's actually less work than just doubling your results. So that's
Well, that shows consistency, man. Like, it's so hard for us to get a plan and then actually stick to it. But saying, "Hey, I'm going to do this for 30 days, no matter what, even if it's a complete fireball, like I'm going to do it."
yeah.
That's what you got to do.
I
And
mean, what's
yeah,
the
man,
risk?
consistency pays off. And being creative too. Like people aren't willing to put themselves out there like that sometimes, and so you just taking a few little steps to like put yourself in the uncomfortable is what it takes for all and any of us to be successful.
Mhm. I've never really overthought like what people are gonna think like because I've had so many agents reach out to me like I want to do what you're doing can you I've taught classes on it I've done Zooms I'm gonna do a webinar next week on it you should come to that and I'll show you exactly what I do
Mhm.
and the people's excuses are always just stuff that just doesn't go through my head like how do we stay consistent with it like how do you come up with more ideas and I'm just like that's why me and you are talking like we're just resourceful like it's just like if you're already asking that question like we have ChatGPT now. You can come up with millions of ideas. You care
Yeah.
what you look like? I'm like, that's something you got to overcome. I'm like, yeah, I don't care if I'm gonna lose friends because I'm trying to build a business. Like, what kind of friend was that? You know? And it turned into the exact opposite. Like I'm almost borderline. I'm like a little mini celebrity now. Like everyone I see says they see my videos, they love my videos. I'm learning from my videos. I don't even know half the stuff. People are coming
Mhm.
into me at the gym, and I'm like, who cares? I mean, like, I'd rather not look back and be like, what if I would have done that? What would have happened? I'd rather find out. And it's been a blessing in disguise.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that holds so many people back too, is like what are people going to think, I don't want to put myself out there like that. Or like I know for me it's like, man, I don't want to annoy people with all this real estate stuff all the time. And it's like, well, shoot. Like that's you have to be, but I've gotten business through literally my friends being like, "Man, like you post a lot, like I've seen, I've seen what you're doing out there and you're killing it." Like and then they see you as the authority. And you
100%.
have to put yourself in that lane. You got to be able to put yourself out there for that. So good on you for doing that. I need to
100%.
do
And I
more of the
think
same.
oh, dude, you gotta start doing it because I mean, you're not even in my market. Even if you were, I'd still need to do the same thing. Like, why not? And what people don't understand is like the way the algorithm works is if it's something like, say, me and you were friends on there and you weren't in real estate, it knows you don't really care too much about what I'm posting. It's not gonna keep
Mhm.
show. I could post 5 times a day. You'd probably only see like one. It's not
Yeah.
gonna if it gets any sense that you're annoyed or that you flip through the videos too quick, it's not gonna keep showing it to you. It's going to
Mhm.
keep showing it to people who stay on it, send it to their friends, watch it again, repost it. The
Mhm.
algorithm learns very, very quickly. So that I just piggybacked on that. Like I talked to a bunch of my friends. They don't even know that I post every single day. Like there's a lot of people that don't know I post every day because the algorithm is trying to push it out to other people. The people who love it, they're seeing it probably every video, but they want to see every video. So like
Mhm.
that's like my objection to people who are like, I don't want to annoy anybody. I'm like, you won't even know. Nobody will even know you're posting that much because you think you're more important than you are. You're not.
Yeah, I know. I think we think we post something and then 10 minutes later, like, oh, everybody in the world's seen it.
Yeah.
When in
Yeah.
reality, that's just not the way that social media works. I mean, I guess that'd be nice sometimes if we were able to
Yeah.
market ourselves like that, but that's where the consistency pays off because you never know who's going to see, a certain video, but they're not going to see it if you don't put it out there and you can't, you got to just keep doing it.
Yeah, 100%. So you said you have 5 listings right now?
Yeah.
How'd you get those 5?
So a couple of them were for sell by owners. One of
Nice.
them I got through a client at an open house, and then a couple other were just through a family friend through an estate sale business that I know that I got an opportunity to talk to one of their clients, and they ended up signing with me. So it's kind of a few different angles.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's the goal is to have it come from wherever and just keep doubling down on what works. You've been coming to the Tuesday Zooms. What do you think about those?
I love them to be honest. It's inspiring because it's nice to be able to talk to, obviously we talk to a lot of our local agents, but it's nice to have a room full of agents that are very aggressive. They're all about marketing, and to hear that like, hey, I'm having the same issues with my clients that you are. It's just is very relatable. So.
Mhm.
I definitely appreciate them, and I always leave those like really motivated for my day. Maybe I'm not feeling like I want to make my cold calls or whatever, but after I attend one of those, I'm like, all right, keep going. Like this is what you got to do. You're doing the right thing. Just keep going and don't stop. So it's nice to hold us accountable.
100%. I mean, I've been going to them. I think we started 2.5 years ago, like right when I joined with
Hmm.
Chris and them, and there was only like 10 of us, and now there's like over 100, and it'd probably be like over 200 if we actually like sent it out to everyone that we talked to. But I mean,
Right.
even I've heard all this stuff 100 times, and like I'd still like the highlight. Like I'll never miss those because like I still get one little nugget every single
Hmm.
time. It fires me up. Like you are who you surround yourself with. Even though we're not in the same like state or even office or anything, like you subconsciously see other people with like your similar skill sets doing better than you. You're like,
Hmm.
there's no, it kind of like takes like your limited beliefs away, and you're like, I could just duplicate what they're doing. It's even like when like agents who have less capabilities than you are killing it. It actually gives you that confidence boost where you're like, I'm really like setting the bar too low for myself, because a lot of
Hmm.
us at other companies, like we're high up, but when you really get humbled by people who are doing significantly better than us, it's like, hey, I got a lot of room to grow here. Which I think we all need.
For sure, yeah. You need to have it both ways. You need to have people that are kind of on your level that you can grow with, but it's nice to be humbled by others and have a goal out there. Like, man, I would love to, have 50 listings a year or whatever it is, whatever your goal is. Like, it's nice to be challenged in that way, and that's what I like about being on the team. Is like everybody that I work with is like-minded too. Like obviously with you guys, you surround yourself with people that are like-minded and people that want to see you succeed, not like in a selfish environment where people will try to put themselves above you or their success above yours. Like there's none of that, which is nice. Which
Yeah.
I really thought, maybe in the office atmosphere it might be a little bit like that because it's competitive, but it wasn't at all. Like we all support each other. A win is a win, and that's what I like about being on the team is that we all can celebrate each other's wins equally.
Yeah, I love that. So are you big on like goal setting or like do you have specific goals for this next year or two or how does that look?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do have goals. I don't want to limit myself too much, but like I've made some personal goals as to like what I want to do this year, and haven't really thought too much about next year. I'm so fresh in the business that
Hmm.
like my goal last year was just like I just want to have like one transaction a month. Like
Exactly.
I just wanted to
Good
be able to
sale. Hmm.
survive, and then like this year, I've made my goal. It's like okay, I can double that. Like I want to at least do two transactions a month. And so that's my personal goal this year is to, if I can do at least two transactions a month, like 24 this year, buy sell, like I'd be happy. So
Yeah,
that's
that's a
the
good
goal.
goal.
We'll
I
see
like
how it
that.
goes.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll wrap this up. This has been awesome. I appreciate you. I guess anyone listening that maybe is just getting into it or maybe they got into it same time you did and they're not seeing the traction you're seeing, like what's your biggest piece of advice to them?
Just don't stop. Don't stop. Put yourself out there. Make sure that even if you have a week or two of unsuccessful cold calls or you just feel like you've been rejected a lot lately, just don't stop because you never know which rock you turn over is going to be one that's going to lead to business and just focus on the relationships with your clients because that in the end is where we get our referrals from. This is a relationship driven business. There's only so many people out there, so we need to make a good name for ourselves and in the community. So focus on those like core base things and then everything else will come in time, but you have to just keep going.
That's solid, bro. I love that. This was cool. I know this was a good conversation because I either leave tired or I get fired up after these, and I like this is cool. So we gotta stay in touch. I know we're not in the same state, but maybe one day we'll meet. But
Yeah, let's do it.
let's just stay in touch. I appreciate you hopping on this with me.
Absolutely. I appreciate it as well.
All right, talk to you soon, man.
All right, see ya.
Peace.